Hey everyone, it's Michelle Cooper, creator of Storm, the retreat, and I am so super excited to introduce to you Cristal, who, oh my goodness, is like so amazing, such a creative person. I have come to know her as a friend, and her photography is just unbelievable. I met her through the Goddess movement and was blessed to see her boudoir and very feminine but raw photos of women, and have come to use her for my own kind of out of the box branding photos, which they were amazing. Cristal is just an amazing intuitive artist. She is internationally recognized portrait photographer and like truly an artist. And I feel incredibly blessed to have her involved in Storm and to call her a friend. So welcome, Cristal.
Oh, thank you. Best introduction ever. Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, so I will share with everyone a little kind of secret in that, when I came to you with my branding ideas for my photos, and we decided we were going to do this, and then I show up for my shoot and immediately we're talking about Storm, right? And you just got it right away. And I love that. And so of course you were, for me, a natural fit to this event, and you add so much richness to it.
Oh, thank you. It was something that's so needed, and it was just inspiring to hear you talk. And I so badly wanted to be a part of it. How can I collaborate with you? How can I be a part of it? How can I raise these people up and help them get through their blocks, or just to feel that joy or the creativity, whatever it is that they need. I wanted to be a part of that, that support for them.
Yeah. So amazing. So tell us a little bit about you and your business.
Okay. So I was sort of born, as you were saying, as a creative. I've always been an artist. I think I was born with a paintbrush in my hand. And then I left I put the paintbrush down, and I went into the photographic arts. And during that time, I really connected with the feminine, and that became my passion. And then I found my spiritual side to that as well. And so when I picked up that paintbrush again, it was like a whole new process for me. So I found a way to create intention and express my feelings, my emotions, my journey on the canvas in a whole new way. So it was really cool to be able to have that break and develop that part of myself. And so now I am still photographing commercially for celebrating the female form. And I do that in many ways, as you know. I do it through branding, and I also do it through boudoir and fine art news. And so now the painting part of it, I've been asked over and over to be able to teach what I do. And so I started doing workshops. And so giving people permission to be able to express themselves with paint as the medium. So I'm kind of doing both because they're both equally important to me to offer to the world.
Right?
Yeah.
And I love that you say, like, give people permission, right? Because I think sometimes, like, I know for me, it's funny, my intuitive coach said to me immediately, "You're a very creative person." And I'm like, "I'm not creative. No, not me." Right. And I always think, oh, I can't draw, or, I don't know, something like that. Right. And what she was able to point out to me is, she's like, okay, so you don't just design like, a retreat for businesswomen. You design like this whole event around nature and the elements of a storm, and you bring together, like that's creativity.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I realized that I needed permission to call myself creative, mm-hmm. and that that when you do that for people, when you give them that permission and you allow them that, and what you do with your painting workshops, you just like, there's so much expansion in that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I often come up, people have resistance to saying, oh, I'm not an artist. I'm not an artist. And I said, well, are you able to take this liquid form and put it on this surface? Because that's all it is. And art is so subjective, but for me, it's just about the experience, right? And the reminder and the things that happen throughout the process. So every single person should give themselves permission to experience it. And, you know, I imagine at the retreat, there's going to be people who have absolutely no experience. And then there's going to be people who do it often, because that's always the range. And the people who still do it often will still need that permission to go there.
Yeah.
So we're all at different levels, but we're all going to support support one another through it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So excited. So tell me when I talked to you about Storm and was just like gushing stuff all over the place about it, what excited you about this
event? Well, other than everything, the collaboration with the amazing facilitators, that was by far, I thought, oh my goodness, the things that these people can do to help people. It was near the ocean, which is the most powerful and healing place. For me, some people have different connections with different parts of the world. So for me, that was super powerful. The passion that you talked about, the vision that you've already seen it come to fruition of what is going to happen, the power behind it.
Yeah.
And then the collaboration of everyone there, because there's a power in tribe. There's a power in the connectiveness of feeling belonged, and there's like a oneness. So you almost breathe together.
Right?
Yeah. And then there's these bonds that form, and those bonds are the ones that help you get through your own shit.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it alone.
Right. And that's something that like became so clear to me, you know, in my own journey, was that I couldn't do it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I needed both people who were going to facilitate my growth, support my growth, but also the people who were going to walk alongside me. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like all these different levels that need to come together to make that magic happen.
Right?
Yeah.
So why would I not want to be involved, right?
Right? Oh my God, I love it. Tell us, I'm so excited about what you're bringing to Storm. I feel like I know like a secret that nobody else knows, that like you're going to win the lottery or something, right? So tell us about your involvement in Storm and what you're doing and how it feels and all that stuff.
Okay. So I've already started working on it because I can't help myself. I know. So I've been working on some personal pieces to share with people that they can get more inspiration, draw inspiration from, but also just having that experience of recreating the storm over and over and over and sharing that on my surfaces. So I've been intuitively texturizing them so that each one is going to be original, and people are going to be drawn to a specific texture and a specific, there's all kinds of little things I'm going to bring. So anyways, it's going to be really great. And I'm going to guide them. I want everybody to go through a meditation experience to bring them all together. And then they're going to go through their own individual journey on the canvas. And then we're going to close it together. So again, it's that oneness, that support for each other, but still having your own individual experience. So I'm just thrilled, because I know when we tap in it can be a big emotional release. And then when you have release, there's rebirth.
Yeah.
And so that's the joy part, right? You can let that shit go.
Yeah.
And then you get to expand. And it's wonderful. So I think that sort of explains the process, other than, we're going to take a paintbrush and I'm going to show you how to do certain things, which I will. I'm not going to leave people to their own devices, but if they feel
like if you hand me a paintbrush, I can be like, what the am I going to do with it? I don't know. Right.
So I will teach technique, but I always explain more of the emotional part of it. But I'll show everybody. I'll demonstrate different techniques and share color, a little bit of the color therapy, and maybe even reading into a little bit. So people who are drawn to the more blues, maybe it's something that they have to work through with their communication. Right. That's the color that's associated with that.
Yeah.
And so it's but I don't want it to sound like it's like a really serious experience. It can be really fun and joyful, and we're going to be all together. And so I want it to be a great experience, powerful, but just really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it will be. Like, it feels so rich and wonderful. And I don't know, like, just a great way to work through some stuff, right?
Yeah.
And also to have a reminder as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to walk away with this piece of art you have created, very intuitively created, right? Yeah. And to remind you, I think sometimes we need reminding. I know just today I needed reminding that what are my core values? Like, stay in your lane, Michelle.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because distraction is huge.
And having that visual always to continue to remind. So the message so what I'd like people to do is, when they're going through a process and they're feeling some resistance, is the intention of the piece that I want them to apply to it is the opposite of that resistance. Mm-hmm. So whatever their blocks are that are coming up for them, I want them to document that as they're painting, so that they can then put the opposite of that. So that can almost be the name of their painting, right? So it's a reminder of the moment that they committed to self-love and growth.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a great message, right?
I keep dancing. I'm like, woohoo, yes, I know, I can't wait.
All right. I was like, yes. So if you were thinking of, the kind of dream person that needs to hear this, that one person out there that needs to be at Storm, who is that to you?
To me, it's someone who is looking for openness. Perhaps is struggling and is just looking for that way to sort of expand that. How there's like that person that you have a conversation with, and you feel like, oh, you're just about there. You're just cracking open.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
I want that person, so that we can all like hold them in that place and allow that to happen. Because it's, it's so powerful.
They're just on the precipice of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that is a really powerful place to be.
Absolutely. And we all get at different levels. So, your personal growth gets to a certain plateau. And then, you think that you're at a point, and then you're like, oh shit, I got to make it up here. And it doesn't ever stop.
Yeah.
Never, right? So it's the person who wants to get to the next plateau.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And even for me, like, I'm speaking at this, I'm coaching at it. But even for me, it's, I feel the need for the up level, right? Like, I'm just there. I'm like right at the edge, and, I'll do some work in between now and then. But after this experience, it's going to be like, boom, right?
Yeah. It's going to rock your world. Like, even
Absolutely.
You being the facilitator there, it's going to it's going to affect you in great ways
absolutely.
too. I'm very open to that, because I find that when you go in and you're trying to support and facilitate, I often learn the most lessons.
Oh, so do I. And like, I only teach what I've learned in my business now. And, you know, I've learned a lot through, not through like an experience, right? You go and you learn a course or whatever, right? And I can tell you how to, you know, do a bank rec or whatever. It doesn't even matter. But I love teaching people what I've learned through my experience, right? That to me is the most powerful. And when you're doing that, you're also learning at the same time.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah. Well, that's the most authentic, right? Yeah.
So yeah. So what do you see participants coming away with? What happens after storm?
Well, for me, in my case, what I'm doing is I'm helping them create a reminder of the intention of whatever it is that they personally need to tell themselves or remind. And also the feeling of the tribe, of that support, that's going to go away with each piece of work too, each piece of art. And they're all original, and they'll be blessed, and it'll be. So for me, it's a visual reminder of the progress that they've allowed themselves to experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm so excited. Like, your art, your being, your everything is such a huge uplift to this event, and such a great addition. And I feel so excited that you're excited.
Oh, I'm so honored and so grateful to be a part of this. I'd asked the universe to provide this, and then you walked in, and I'm so grateful.
Manifest like a mofo.
Like a mofo, baby.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for your, taking time out of your day today.
Okay.
We're recording this during spring break, so I know you have little people running around doing their
I can
thing.
hear them playing outside right now. I'm like,
what's Mom doing? Why is she talking to the computer? But yeah, I really appreciate you taking your time.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And for anybody who's watching this, we would love for you to share the video. As I always say, there's one person out there who needs to hear this. And if we can just reach that one person, we are doing our job, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So have a great day, everyone, or a great evening, whatever time you have to be watching this. And we hope to see you at Storm. If you would like to reach out to me, to Cristal, to any of the coaches involved, please do so. We love to talk about this. We love to chat about it. We will walk you through the process, and then we'll all get together in Ucluelet in October, which is, and I'm sure there's going to be a storm when we're there. So
we're bringing it.
I know, right? Bring the storm. Thanks, Cristal.
Thank you. Namaste.